Mark, this thing was really back and forth for the first 2.5 quarters, and then it seemed like your guys got traction on both ends in the third. What were you guys able to start executing on better or get to in that third?
I thought in the first half defensively we just were a little like rusty almost. I just didn't think we were sharp. We had some where our rotations were like completely unpredictable. And then the second half we just settled into our defense. I thought Lou did an unbelievable job on Fox throughout the game. Fox was really hot coming into the game. And we did a great job on him as a team, but Lou individually, I think he took, I don't know how many shots he took, but he took two shots, and he completely set the tone of that game. So, but yeah, second half D, much better, and continue to get good shots.
And then, I know we could probably talk about him every night, but Shai, your thoughts on the way that he controlled the game flow, attacked mismatches when he had them, and got off of it appropriately too.
Yeah, great tempo, great trust of his teammates with the early passing. I thought the play at the end of the quarter to Mitchell was a great play. He made those plays really all night and blended in his attacks. I thought he was either like early off it or really on the gas, and it made him very unpredictable and hard to play against tonight. He's a great player every night, but I thought tonight he really had it going in all parts of his game.
Coach Dayton, Jalen Williams in that fourth quarter. You guys were already up 108 to 96, and he just he scored 3 straight threes, and then he got that dunk. It was just high-powered plays. Can you talk a little bit about him taking over and being that guy in that moment?
And he could do that offensively. He can shoot, and he can cut, he can attack, he can play with the ball in his hands. And that's just scrapes the surface of what he is as a player. That's why he's a great player. He does all those things and then completes it with the rest of his game, with his defense, his competitiveness. He's a team-oriented player, unbelievably versatile as he's been all year, and another really good game out of him. I thought in particular tonight he was on the gas. He really was punching gaps. He wasn't letting them off the hook with his driving game. Just a great blend, he and Shai both.
Now, I don't know if you would agree with this, but it felt like at least one of those shots in the threes he took in the fourth quarter was a shot that he wouldn't have taken last year. I'm thinking of the three he's kind of trailing on the second chance, and he fires it.
Yep.
Just what have you seen from him as far as the circumstances that have maybe changed his shot selection and allow him to be, I don't know, more audacious or more confident, shots like that?
Growth, work. I thought, like I said, coming into this season, I thought everybody did a great job of reflecting on last season and the playoff experience, both against Dallas and New Orleans, looking internally at what we needed to get better at individually, and then there was a lot of horsepower behind that in the summertime, and he in particular had a great summer, worked really hard. He loves the gym, and he really expanded parts of his game, and that was one of them. So you're seeing him shoot the ball with a lot of confidence. It's made him even more potent and more efficient. It's opened up his driving, because you kind of have to choose your poison if you're going to try to go out and play him. Now it opens things up for him off the dribble. So yeah, I thought that was obviously on display tonight.
And he talked in the preseason about wanting to be a perfect player. You mentioned the Dallas series, and the two of you's discussions about that series was hesitancy something that he talked about, worrying about in that series?
No, I wouldn't call it that, and I didn't have a ton of conversation. It was more just watching how those guys internalized last season, the whole season, not just we had a great year as well, but they internalized it in a very self-reflective way. They looked in the mirror first individually, we all did, and then everybody went and got better in the summer, and then we've come back and plugged back into the team this season, and we're seeing evolved versions of our players. And I thought early it wasn't any poor intentions. It was just putting that all together takes a little time, and a little bit of chemistry, and I think we're starting to see the fruits of that. It's slowly but surely here.
And I'm pretty sure Hartenstein's 14 shots tonight are the most he's taken any game in the NBA. Just what have you told him about what might be required from him as long as Chet's not around?
It's not even Chet related. There's a lot there with him, and we have a lot of belief in him. And tonight, I thought his offense was really, on display tonight, because the screening is just he's so crafty and he's so big and physical, and the combination of his intelligence with the screens and then the physicality just frees you up. So now those guards are flying downhill and putting the defense in a tough position, and then so now they start moving the big up to take away the guards, and now he's in the pocket, and it's like he's got the floater, he's got the passes. I didn't even think he was great in the pocket tonight, but I mean he's a dynamic 5-man in the NBA.
How about that passing, though? I mean, I'm sure it's something you knew he could add coming in, but has it even surprised you?
No, I mean, we've seen it before. I think what it does is it's like, it's a pick your poison proposition for the opponent when we're going good. And, you got to deal with Shai and Dub in the pick and roll game with advantages because of his screening, right? And now they try to take that out, and he's in the pocket, and you throw it there. And if you can burn teams, it's deflating, when they go and they take the ball out of somebody's hands, and then you're getting great shots. He found Dub on a cut. He found Dub on a 3 that he missed, late. But when you're watching that shot go up as the opponent, you're like not comfortable with that. And he presents those types of dilemmas for the defense, and that doesn't even talk about what he does defensively.
Anybody else? We go Stevie. Go Steve.
Is it a benefit at all to start this tough road trip with a win? Kind of help the guys going into the next game?
It's always a benefit to win the game, but this is a challenging road trip, as we've said. That was a desperate team tonight. They came out sharp, probably sharper than us. It's a really, really tough place to win. I don't know when the last time we won here was. I don't know if I've ever coached it. What time?
2020.
Was I coaching? Thank God. It's a tough place to win, and a team that's obviously hungry. So yeah, we love the challenges. It's only going to make us better, and we have plenty of challenges coming up.
You go the last one, Joel.
Is Hartenstein the best screener you've coached?
For big, yeah, for sure.
Who's in your mind that's not a big?
Shai, he doesn't do it. I mean, you got Wiggins a layup tonight on the Cameron Williams pass. That's Shai. And a lot of that's like gravity. I mean, in terms of the craft of screening, yeah, he's the best guy I've coached.
Do you have one, Calif?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Good point.